6 months have passed. Time flies when you're having fun with this lovely OTTOCAST U2AIR Pro wireless CarPlay adapter. This lovely device has been sent to me last August 2023, and it's been about 6 months now that my wife has been using it pretty much every day, other than us testing some other devices in this MG ZST that she drives all the time. And today is my chance to respond to some of your comments, my friends. The ones that sound along the lines of, okay, that's all good, Dmitry, thanks for introducing a product to us, but you very rarely do a follow-up, a longer-term review. And I think for these kind of things, 6 months is a respectable time of using something every day. It tells us if a product is good, if it, I don't know, cracked, if it died after just a couple of months of being in the heat in the car, being left in all sorts of kind of local, pretty intense as far as temperatures are concerned, Australian weather conditions. Hope you will enjoy this video, my friends. So just some casual information from myself and my wife, our observations as owners of this rather lovely OTTOCAST device. Okay, my friends, before we continue, I'll very quickly thank our second sponsor. OTTOCAST, of course, is the first sponsor of this video, but the second sponsor is Firebok. Firebok are manufacturers of very high quality, premium quality, and technical clothing. It's plain clothing. It is long sleeve, short sleeve, shorts, jackets, turtlenecks, and all sorts of things that we would choose to wear to work. My friend, did you notice that I drive a car? Well, that's auto gear for you. Try to argue with that. Anyway, tongue-in-cheek, thank you very much for the sponsors of the video, both OTTOCAST and Firebok. And for you, my friends, the journey is down into the description of the video, and there is your links. So let's talk about OTTOCAST. All right, so as I said, OTTOCAST has been supplied in this lovely box. We have unboxed it. There is a review on my channel. I'm not going to repeat what I said there. And it is rather simplistic. By the modern standards, I'm going to point out a very obvious thing. So now it stands out to me 6 months down the track. It's a rather simplistic kind of packaging. So the device itself is connected already in the car. This thing has been just laying there in the frontal dash of my wife's MG ZST, occupying a little bit of space. I'm not going to say it's particularly convenient, but that's not about the adapter, it's more about the car. So some cars have, like Haval vehicles, they have like a shelf underneath where you can tuck in all your adapters, so that's a bit more convenient. So for us, for 6 months, this has been neither a win or a loss. It is just having an extra device in the car. My wife has not been complaining, and she is, while being a grateful person, she is quite particular when something invades her space. She is actually quite particular about that. So the fact that she didn't complain about it means two things to me. First of all, it hasn't been so bad. And second of all, it means that the benefit that she got from having this in her MG ZST this whole time, 6 months is a long time, has outweighed the negative of something occupying extra space where she used to throw her keys or throw the wallet or other kind of things. Okay, so that's the first thing. Secondly, quality has not caused any issues whatsoever, and I think that's the main thing that you are wondering about. Quality has not caused any issues. The adapter has not glitched out once. We did not have to update the firmware. We have not updated the firmware. Very important as well, because I would even guess that OTTOCAST probably has released some firmware in the meantime. We never bothered, and it's still working fantastically well. Connectivity is instant. Connectivity is fast. I work with multiple brands, and here I'm not going to single anyone out. All I'm going to say is just that some adapters connect faster and some of them connect slower. OTTOCAST connects instantly. Mind you, this is our only iPhone in the family, so my wife is using it. I'm borrowing it for this review, and which is why maybe it is how Apple connectivity works versus Android Auto. That's possible, so let's just leave it there on the table. But regardless, OTTOCAST does what it's supposed to be doing, and it connects to Apple CarPlay. Zero problems. And by the way, it's actually important call out here. I'm glad that I remembered it. My wife used to have an iPhone 12 Max Pro or something like that before, when we got the OTTOCAST adapter. And that iPhone 12 Max was the very first one that we connected to it. It was fine, it was working, everything was great. This is the latest one. This is the 15, if I'm not mistaken. You can see the cameras as a proof. So I had to obviously repair the device for her. She doesn't do it herself. I do it for her. And no problems whatsoever. Repaired, zero issues, no conflicts, no nothing like, oh, there is already a device. No problems. Everything is smooth as butter. And I think that any manufacturer of these kind of devices, the biggest compliment we can do to them is that they are boring in a good sense of the word. There's nothing about them. You just plug them in and you forget about them. You only remember about them when you do need to update a firmware. For some, maybe. Here we didn't. And when basically you have a new phone. Well, then you have to repair the device. But for us, it's been really, really good. And so I reviewed other adapters. I'm going to mention MSXly. I'm going to mention CarLinkit 5.0, like I am testing intermittently in her car. What again is a proof that this is a solid product, 6 months in use, is that every single time I've put something different into her car. Every single time I've installed here in Ion and screen or something else, like I've been using this car a lot for testing purposes, okay? Every single time I was installing good devices, good quality devices that we're also promoting, yeah, and that we're sponsored by. But every single time she said to me, hey, Dimitri, when are you going to put my AutoCast back in? There you go. That's your primary indication that someone has gotten used to the device and likes that it is causing no issues. It's subtly sitting there. It enables her podcasts as she listens to them. It obviously instantly connects to the maps. I don't like to be honest with you, the Apple implementation of Google Maps interface. I prefer Android Auto. Maybe I'm just using it every day, but I do prefer Android Auto Maps to these ones. Personally, you can't zoom properly in these ones. Like I'm just not a massive fan, but that has nothing to do with the adapter. Okay. But yeah, so far, so good. 6 months, great time. Car is parked outside in the street in the scorching sun. Yes, we're trying to put like those Reflectix shields as any normal person does in Australia, but still, it's hot in here. I've been talking to you with the closed windows so that the sound doesn't penetrate and I can talk to you without disruption. And I'm sweating here, and this lovely premium clothing is protecting me as much as it could. It's not polyester, it's lovely, but at the same time, I'm really, really hot now. And my point is that this AutoCast is one of the extra devices, extra essential car electronics that's sitting here, cooking here all the time. Zero problems, no problems, which is fantastic. It's fantastic to hear great quality thing, and yeah. And we're not going to talk about the particular specifics of what my wife uses this for. Her uses are as limited as any other normal kind of persons who is not particularly extreme and goes into pedantic little nooks and crannies of each adapter or each Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. She uses it for maps, she uses it for podcasts, and she uses it for receiving of WhatsApp messages or anything else. When we send each other WhatsApp, we use WhatsApp more than normal kind of messaging platforms, and she responds to the messages using audio. Kind of, she just responds vocally, you know, as you do when you're driving and you're not supposed to touch the keyboard. She says all of that is enabled as she would expect it to, and that probably covers what, 90% of what we use these adapters for. So 6 months, Dimitri approved, still a good product, still recommended to you. The discount codes links are still provided in the description of this video. Thank you to AutoCast, thank you to Firebox. And thank you, my friends, for supporting the channel, liking my videos, watching them even. That is also support. And subscribing for more videos, especially the growth of the channel on Auto Gear Reviews has been fantastic. Thank you very much to all my people from Value Cars Australia who showed that support. And obviously my new crowd who are less interested in the cars and only interested in essential car electronics. As you can see from the shorts that I've been using lately to kind of pre-announce things coming to you, there is a lot more stuff coming, my friends. So if you are just popping in to check on AutoCast and you're not subscribed yet, why not? Give it a shot. Take a look at my channel. Maybe you will like this demeanor and this nice casual owner's attitude. Thanks again for tuning in today, and I'll be speaking with you again about something else, essential car electronics, most likely related, next week. Goodbye for now.